Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is doing well. And I'm here with my beautiful girlfriend, as always. If you are new to the channel, please go down and subscribe. Turn on post notifications, that way you'll get notified every time that we upload. That way you can keep up with our lives. I'll put our socials down in the description, that way you can keep up daily with us, because we're always posting. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff will all be down there.
Snapchat, every daily videos of Xander.
Yeah, duh, but
so this video has been we've been meaning to post this for a long time. Xander is already almost a month, but we're barely getting to it now, but hey, it's here. So we have clips here and there that Michael put together to show you guys, but once all those clips are over with, I do want to go into detail and explain why we stayed in the hospital for the amount of days that we did, and what all went on, and then kind of a little bit of postpartum, you know, how that recovery is going, and then just life of new parents. Like, we're both first-time parents, and it's a big change. Like, we still can't accept that we're parents. Like, we're like, we look at him, we're like, dude, we have a son. Like, it's weird, but it's the best feeling ever.
Every day I wake up just like, damn.
Yeah,
that's
but
another thing on the checklist.
It's a whole other love. Like, you guys will not know until you have a kid. Like, it's just crazy. You create a whole life, and it's just like,
it's one of the best feelings in the world. I mean, that's what we're put on this earth, and where we have life to make life.
Yes, and
if that makes sense. But
he's been the biggest blessing. So here's the clips of, you know, what we went through, what Michael got, and then once the clips are over, I'll explain everything more into detail.
We're out here again, trying to get the workout in. Xander, this is what you get for not coming today.
I can't wait till we have a stroller and we can just let him go and go all the way down.
No, that's not gonna happen. Anybody want to take a guess where we're at? Say what's up, babe.
I feel good.
And that's good. That's important. Alright guys, so Victoria just got checked again. She is at a 4, and during that check, her water broke. So far everything is going smoothly.
I look dead.
You don't. You look very much alive.
Am I swollen already? No, not yet.
No.
Haven't inflamed yet. Ooh, no. Cold.
Yeah, she got the chills from the epidural.
How do you feel about me going through that?
I had to leave the room during the epidural shot.
No, I mean, like, how did, like, seeing me in that much pain?
I was crying.
You were?
Yes. On the way up here, and then stopping in the middle of the road and all that stuff.
When it got really bad right here, once, like, an hour before, no, like 30 minutes before the doctor came in to do it, it was like I wanted to punch all these walls. Like, I wanted to just punch you.
Leaning down the block, knocking pictures off the wall.
That was very... I don't know how people do that.
Well, now we're past that.
Hopefully this epidural will everything keeps going smooth.
I'm sure everything else will go smoothly.
I'm just so glad.
Hoping everything else will go smoothly.
I'm just so glad that...
You got this. I told you you got this. I love
we'll see when it comes to pushing.
I
might be mean again.
Probably. Why'd you do this to me?
And the COVID test. Oh my god. Yeah. That was like the swab was like this long, and she had to do both sides. And when she went up, she stopped. Then she like went backwards, and then I felt it literally in my throat. That was painful.
Yeah, I couldn't be in here. Wait, I was asleep for that.
Yeah,
they tried to wake me up.
I was screaming your name when she came in. She came in to get my IV started. She's okay. We're gonna go ahead and I met you because you did dilate a little bit, so we're gonna go ahead and keep you. And I was like, she's like, I'm gonna bring back the IV, get you started. So when she left, I was like, babe. And then plus you were snoring like super loud, and I was like, I know they can hear you. You were like, babe. I was like, babe, nothing. I almost threw my phone at you. I was like, I have to throw something. I only have my phone. And so the lady came in. She came back. The COVID lady came in. She was all pee-pee, so I knew what she was doing. And she told me what she was about to do. I said, can you wake him up? I was like, I want him to help me through this. Like, can you just wake him up? So she like tapped you and you didn't do nothing. And I was like, no, you have to push him. So she like literally pushed your leg And you opened your eyes, and I said, she's about to do the COVID test. And you were like, uh-huh. And you went back to sleep. I was like, what a support person.
I'm sorry. I didn't even realize, like,
yeah, and I was
don't
like,
remember
we got
that at
admitted,
all.
and you didn't even know. Like, and then I was like, when do we need to get the bag? So he can go now. And I'm like, well, he ain't getting up anytime soon. I think I'm soaked up this whole
You are
entire...
gorgeous.
What are you doing?
You're beautiful.
No, I can see the
so
show.
basically, you just pull this latch right here, and you put your foot in front of the wheel.
Other way.
I did it the wrong way again.
He don't even know. Boom, it turns into a car seat.
Okay, that means it's right. And then pull the switch again. Boom, bam, bop.
Bye. He left Xander over here.
And push. On your breath. Go, 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 go,
2,
go, go, go.
3, 4,
Come on, let's do it, babe. Let's go.
6. Keep it
You got it. Oh my god.
Oh, his eyes are open.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Honey,
ow.
there's a little bit of honey, I'm just delivering the placenta,
Oh,
okay?
okay.
And then we're gonna have, she can put some numbing medicine and put you, yeah, the little tear we're gonna have to put you.
You're gonna feel a huge relief once this placenta comes out.
He was totally in there all fucking. Actually, I had a pretty deep strip for pushing for 3.5
His
hours.
eyes are open.
It looks crazy with one eye open.
That's like you. Would you say you sleep with one eye open?
Mm-hmm. He's eating on your shirt. I do see you in him. I see you in him.
Heck
I don't know what it is right there, but I
That's
see you.
his cheeks.
What's up?
What's up, bud?
What's up? Hey, what's up? That is wild. One more time, I'll be happy. Yeah, that's my boy. What's up, guys? Today is actually Xander's due date, July 27th. And he is now coming home. Right now, I just installed the base. So right now, waiting on Victoria and our little boy to come down to the car. That way we can take him home. It has been one wild ride. It hasn't been a day that goes by where we're not praying that everything will be fine. We're super thankful that everything was fine with him. We got the EKG results back and everything was fine with his heart. They just wanted to be extra cautious. We're just super thankful that he's able to come home today. It was funny because Victoria was saying this. It's crazy that he actually comes today because today was his due date. Well, he was born on the 23rd, which is the day that I predicted. All that in the end, it really doesn't matter. I'm just glad that he and Victoria are okay. Hey, you're a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. Oh yeah, yeah, I am. He's grinning. Kinda, yeah. That's my kid, yo. You ready to punch me? He's smiling. He's smiling like crazy. He's gonna make me cry. So that's labor and delivery for you. As you can see, the very first clip, we were walking. So we did spend the last few days before that. We ended up walking just so we can try to induce her labor faster, because we were ready for him to come out and, you know, just have him here with us. So yeah.
So we went to the hospital 3 days in a row. the first night we had went, I was dilated to a 1, which I was at a 0 prior to this. And they're like, well, you're only at a 1. We're going to monitor you for an hour, and if you don't change, we have to send you back home. And my contractions were like 6 minutes apart, and then they would go to like 2 minutes apart, and they would just jump back, like back and forth. So it was just miserable. This was all day long. So they watched me for an hour, and nothing changed. So I ended up going home. And so that's whenever we started going walking, as you saw in the video. We tried to walk a lap, and it was very tiring, but we were just trying to do anything to get him out. It sucked.
I forgot it was there the whole time.
Oh my God. And so then the next day, I was still going through the pain. I was just trying to manage and cope with it. I just felt like, you know, this is just what it is the last couple weeks, because I was 38 going into 39 weeks during this time. So I was like, I just have 2 more weeks of this, whatever. So the next night we went in, this was the next day, they checked me and I was at a 2, and they were like, well, we'll watch you for an hour, but if you don't change again, like we said, we're going to send you back home because you're still, you know, just 39 weeks, so you still have time. So they didn't want to keep me, basically. So then I had went from a 2 to a 3. And they were like, well, you only went 1 centimeter up, so we're going to send you home. And I'm just like, dude, why do they keep sending me home? Like I'm in so much pain. I'm like, I can't even walk in the hospital. Like, I'm just so irritated at everything. And so they ended up sending us home. And this is like 12 at night. And so we ended up going to Whataburger. I didn't eat that whole entire day because I was just so nauseous, so tired. I just was not myself. So I knew something was up. That's how I kind of knew that I was going into labor, because I didn't eat anything. And so we had came home, and I felt hungry, but I don't know. I knew I needed to eat, because if I was going to go into labor and I really couldn't eat, I was going to be irritated. So I told Michael when we got home, it was like midnight, I'm like, hey, just make me an egg and I'll try to eat it. He made it for me, and I ate like 1 bite, and I was just done. Like, I couldn't do it. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to lay in bed. I'm going to try to go to sleep, see how this goes. I laid in bed for like 10 seconds. I got up. I said, no. Like, we're going back. Like, this is unacceptable. I cannot deal with this. And they were just like literally 2 minutes apart. I'm not joking. So we went back in, and I'm like, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and put you in a room. We're going to check you again. We're going to watch you for an hour, and if you don't change, you're going to go home. Like, that just was the same.
Repetition for the past few days.
So
like, it was
annoying.
It was irritating.
So finally, they put us in a room that time, so we had some hope. So they monitored me for an hour again. Finally, Michael had dozed off because we were just tired. And I couldn't sleep at that moment because I was just in so much pain. And the doctor had came in, the nurse had came in after an hour of us chilling in there. She's like, okay, well, you went from a 3 to a 4. We're going to go ahead and admit you. And Michael was asleep, snoring this whole time. So I'm looking at him, I'm like, babe. I'm screaming at him like, babe, wake up. He didn't hear nothing. And the lady with the COVID test came in because I had to do the COVID test. And I wanted him to be right there with me because I was so paranoid. Like, I was so scared of that more than labor itself. And I wanted him to be right there with me because I was going to freak out. So I'm trying to wake him up. And I told the nurse, I'm like, can you go tap on his shoulder or something? Like, he needs to wake up. And he goes over there, he like pushes like his butt. And I said,
my ass?
Yes.
She touched my butt? She said push my leg.
She grabbed your like hip area. Oh. And she like pushed you. And I said, hey, they're in here. We're admitted. Like, they're about to do my test. And he starts snoring. I'm like, forget him. Like, whatever. I don't care about him. Because I was just in so much pain. So finally, they give me the IV. They start me up. They admit me. And then the lady does the test. She does in each nostril, whatever. It really wasn't that bad. So Michael didn't know this whole time that we're admitted. Finally, whenever I was like begging for there's a piece of lint. I was begging for the epidural at that point because it was just so bad. I was at a 4. And he was like, okay, well, the doctor can come in and do, or the anesthesiologist can come in and do it, but he's with somebody right now, and then he'll come in and do yours. So I'm like, oh my God, like this pain. Like, I'm grabbing onto the freaking hospital rails, and I'm just like screaming. It's just so bad. Not screaming, but I was a loud groan. And so finally, when the doctor had came in, or the anesthesiologist came in, Michael had to go out into the lobby and wait. He couldn't be in there for it just because he couldn't take the COVID test. It was only me. So that's whenever he finally woke up, and I told him everything. I'm like, hey, they did this, they did that. Like, he's like, oh, really? Wow. And I'm just like, yeah, you were asleep the whole time. And anyways, it's just, I knew he was tired though, because me being in so much pain made him stay up with me. So I knew he was tired. So finally he went to go get the test. And how did you feel about having to leave Me in pain.
I was worried enough just because I know your contractions were enough as it was. Like, seeing her in pain for those few days, you're useless. Like, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. You're useless because they're going through the pain. We can't really do anything but try to, talk their way to soothe them, make them feel comfortable and everything. But, other than that, I couldn't do anything. So whenever they told me I had to leave, it just upped my worry. I went to the lobby. I forgot how long I was out there, maybe 30, 45 minutes. And I was like, did they forget about me?
Because they said the procedure was only 15 minutes.
Yeah. So I was just steady waiting. And then they finally come and get me, go back to the room. And I walk in and I pull the curtain and I see the biggest smile on her face. Just, hey, you're good?
He was like, I need to be what you're on.
Hey, I need another dose. Come on, run it. But no, it was relieving to finally see a smile on her face, other than just her enduring with the pain. But I was real glad that everything just went well with the epidural shot. And
thankfully I had that, because I was going in with the mentality that I wasn't going to get it, which I wish I had the strength to not get it. But at that point, I was just so over it, and having that made all my pain go away, and I was just so happy.
Yeah.
But that's when I finally was able to get rest. And like I told him, we went in at, around 1, and we were there all day because he wasn't born until nighttime at 11. And I just don't remember the daytime at all. So he said I was sleeping the whole day. I'm just like, I don't remember
anything. It was after you got the shot is whenever you were finally able to sleep. Is because, the pain was
gone.
Yeah.
Literally gone. But yeah, I guess I slept all day. I don't know. They told me that you don't remember anything in labor, like, once it's over. And during labor, I was like, I'm going to remember everything. This is painful. Like, I'm not going to forget. And then now that I look back, I'm like, I don't remember anything, like pushing and all that. Like, I don't remember half the hours that I was pushing. Like, I don't know. It was just crazy. The next day
she was asking me everything. Like,
I was like, did they do this? Did they do that? Did they ask me this? Did they ask me that? He's like, yeah, no. Like, I'm just like, I don't remember anything. So anyways, he was born, or we started pushing at 7:30 p.m. And they told me that as a first time mom, you're going to push from 1 to 3 hours. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get this done in 1 hour. Like, I got this. I look at the clock and it's like 10 something, and I'm like, dude, I've been pushing since 7:30. Like, what? And he was stuck in a position for 2 hours, and they were trying to get me to get a C-section. They were trying, different methods they were going to offer me, and I was just, Michael told me, he's like, no, like, you've pushed for this long, you're going to get him out. So we started doing different techniques to get him out. Like, we were playing tug of war. I remember we were doing that. They had him and me pulling a blanket against each other for me to push. I don't know. It didn't work, obviously.
It was weird. It was basically like what I was doing, just in a different method. I was behind her trying to lift her shoulders up, basically to try to push him out. And they had her get one end of a sheet, and I had the other, and we were just like pulling. I was in front, and they were just. It was the same. We're going to get the same result, but a different method.
Yeah,
basically.
We were doing so many different things, and nothing was working. Finally, he came at 11:17 p.m. And honestly, when he came out, I was just so in shock that he finally came out, because it was forever. And
her face was priceless.
I couldn't even cry. Like, I was just like, he's finally here. And I swear, when he came out, it just felt like jello coming out. I don't know, it was just weird. And it was just so much taken at one time. It was just so many emotions going on. Like, of course, I was very happy. We were both very happy. And
I cried, man. I didn't cry. Like,
he's like, oh my God.
I didn't bawl my eyes out, but, I teared up a little bit.
Yeah.
All pride aside.
But we're just like, dude, we're
happy.
parents. Like, he's finally here. Like, we've been waiting all these months, like 10 months of growing,
I think you hear me in the video. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, his eyes are up.
Yeah. And then me, I'm just like looking at. He came out, we did all that. Finally, after an hour, right then and there, I was like, okay, I want to order a big old meal. Like, I'm starving. So our friend Mia, shout out to her, she brought us Whataburger. I only ate 2 bites and like 3 fries, and I was just done. It's just because you have so much going on that you just don't have an appetite. Like, It's just crazy. So we ended up getting finally put into mother and baby in our own little room. And our goal was to just be able to go home the following day. but that didn't happen. So because my water had broke for so long, it had broken around 11 in the morning, and I didn't have them till 11 at night. So 12 hours of my water being broke ended up causing an infection called choreo.
Choreo B.
And what that is it's an infection inside my body. So when baby's born, baby gets it. And so baby had to take antibiotics in order for it to be cured. So he did that until the day we were released, which the next day they were like, okay, well, once his antibiotics are up, we can go ahead and schedule the circumcision and send him home. So the next day we were like, okay, well, just one more night here and we'll be good to go. So the doctor came in and she was like, well, it looks like he has jaundice, in which jaundice is it causes color in the skin to be like yellow or purple. And so they have to put you under, or the baby under a blue light in order to get it, you know, back to levels or whatever, which is very common in babies, so it's nothing to be worried about unless it gets too serious. So he ended up having to be under the blue light for another night, and so we'll keep him overnight under this light. If his levels are good in the morning, he'll go home. We'll do the circumcision, he'll go home. So then the next morning came, the doctor came to give him like his little physical before he leaves, and she was like, well, we see that his head is bulging at the top because his head came out really deformed because he was stuck for so long, and they saw that the doctor supposedly saw that his head had like a bump and was bulging, which we didn't see, but you know, she's a doctor, she knows. So she was like, that's going on, and then his heart sounds a little irregular, so I want to send him to the neurologist to see, you know, if he sees a concern as well, because I want to make sure the baby's good before he goes home. So I'm like, okay, like that's fine. But then she was like, well, in order to do this, we have to send you guys home because y'all can't stay any longer. But baby's going to have to go to the NICU. You will be discharged home. And we don't know how long we're going to keep him, but we have to figure this out. So after that, we're just like, oh my gosh. Like, I just started bawling. I couldn't imagine leaving my kid there, like, overnight. Like, it was just, I just was so depressed. And I went to go to the NICU. They took him already. I went to go see him. As soon as I walked in, just seeing everything in there and just seeing him in the little spot he was in, it just, like, traumatizes you. Like, it's just like, oh my God, it's scary. And the fact that all this COVID's going on, only one of us can go in at a time. So me being alone or him being alone, it's just hard on you because you feel alone and you don't really know what to do. So I went in first, and the neurologist was there waiting to talk to me, and she was like, well, they wanted to do an MRI on his head, but I don't even see an issue with that. So I don't see anything bulging, so that's fine. She goes in. We're going to go ahead and do an EKG on him to hear his heart out. Sorry, our son has woke up. So, like, we're going to do an EKG on him to figure out if he has any heart murmurs going on, because we do hear an irregular heartbeat. And so we have to wait for the results to come back in order for him to be discharged home. I'm like, how long can that be, and when are we going to do it? They're like, well, we're going to do it tomorrow, 8 a.m. Hopefully his results will take a couple hours, he'll go home. And so I'm like, okay. So that day that we had got discharged, we kept going every 3 hours to feed him. Like, I did not feel right coming home, like, without him. Like, it was just weird. And, you know, you grow a baby inside you for 10 months. Like, you're connected to them. And when you have to leave them, like, it's just a whole different type of sadness. So we went, I was like, can we just please go to his feedings? Like, I just want to be with him. Like, I just want to stay there. And so we had went every 3 hours to feed him. Finally, the next morning came, and we went and we fed him. And then I was like, okay, has the results came back yet? Like, because it was 10 o'clock. And she was like, no, not yet. And I was like, well, we're going to stay here all day until they come back, because I'm not leaving without him today. Like, he's not staying another night here unless he absolutely has to. And so the results didn't come back till like 4 or 5, and they found out that he did have a heart murmur, but it wasn't anything that they were concerned about, because a lot of babies get it and it goes away by the time they're a couple weeks old, if even a month or so. And so he had that, and they're like, well, we want to keep him overnight again. And at this point, I'm like, no, there's no reason for him to be here again in NICU, because first of all, the bill's going up that we have to pay. Second of all, his vitals have been perfect since he was born, so there wasn't any concerns for that. So I was kind of fighting with him, and I was just like, why are you hugging me?
Cause I heard your voice. I
was like, I don't see any concern for him to be here unless there was like a major issue. And like, I wanted to take him home. So the doctor was like, okay, like, you can take him home, whatever. So I was like, finally. So we got to take him home. It was the best feeling ever. We just did not ever feel like that day was going to come. And we ended up going to his 2-day appointment. So 2 days after he was home with us, we took him to the doctor. And everything was perfect. Like, he's really healthy. He's growing really well. He actually went from 8 pounds 3 ounces to 9 pounds 6 ounces in a matter of him almost being a week old. And so he's just growing so fast. He's gonna be a month. What, next week?
Yeah.
Next
Thursday.
Well, not really. It's gonna be on the 23rd. I keep thinking he was born on the 17th because he was born at 11/17. But he was born on the 23rd, which
this is the day I predicted.
Ever since the beginning of birth, he was like, I'm turning 23 in 2020, so Xander's coming on July 23rd. I'm like, whatever. But
yep, I was right.
He listened to his father, I guess.
Yeah, but, with all that stuff, he came home on his due date.
Yeah.
Which
was 27th.
But out of everything, I was just hoping to get the best out of was her health and his health. And whenever they said that he'll get discharged, that was, like, the highlight of the year.
We never thought it was going to happen.
Like, I was just happy that she was okay, he was okay. So
finally,
we had to do what we had to do. We had to leave him there. We had no choice. I was getting ready to run up in there and just take him, but, I guess you can't do that.
No.
But
that's what we wanted to do, though. But luckily, he was only there one night. And he's been home with us, and he's just the best thing ever. He's such a good baby. Like,
he don't do no acting up.
No.
Just whenever he calls us to feed him.
Or
not really calls us, but you know what I'm saying.
His little cry.
Yeah.
And when he takes a bath, he doesn't like to be cold. So it's just little things that, of course, all babies don't like. So, and right now he's...
Me checking on him right now.
He's like, he's in his little swing, and he's starting to slowly wake up.
I don't know if you can hear the crickets.
That's his favorite sound, Michael thinks.
Yeah.
Apparently not if he's waking up.
That and waves. Like, he loves the waves. And when we're riding in my car, like, those of you that know me, my car's pretty loud. So when we drive, like,
the second we get in his car, the car turns on, but then when we stop at, like, a red light for too long, like Franklin, he like, starts to get fussy. He wants the car to move because he wants to hear the loud sound. Mm-hmm. So that car soothes him. I still sit in the back seat with him just because I want to watch him.
Feels weird.
Yeah, Michael's our little Uber.
I want to put my hand on her leg and nothing but seat there.
Yeah.
Or the diaper bag.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's our labor and delivery story.
Y'all comment y'all's labor and delivery story for those of y'all that have kids. We would love to hear y'all's experiences.
Yeah.
Ours was truly, it was a wild one.
We thought when luckily we packed more than enough stuff because we would not have had clothes for 4 days. We would have been stinking in there. It would have been bad. So in the next video, you guys will get to meet him. We'll put a little clip of him.
He'll be in our next video. He'll be in our arms next video. Make sure you subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. Comment y'all stories.
Give us video ideas.
Yes.
We need them.
I want to do another Q&A. Well, we didn't even do a Q&A, but I want to do a Q&A. So y'all shoot questions like everywhere.
Anything.
Facebook, comment down here.
We are open.
I'm going to put our socials down in the description box. That way you can follow us daily because, like I said, we be live.
And I post Xander.
We post Xander every day. So make sure y'all go check everything out. So till next time, that's it.